Hello students, welcome to MJC Learning. For Standard 12 Commerce IT students, I'll be taking up the concluding topic of this chapter today, that is keys and relationships in the relational database design. The following subtopics will be covered today. Introduction to keys in a database, the types of keys, relationships in RDBMS, and developing relationships in LibreOffice Base. The demo of this will be shown with the explanation of steps. So let's start. In the previous session, we learned that the relational database is a type of database that stores and provides access to the data which is related to one another. They are based on relational model, which is a structure to represent data in the tables or the relations. The main strength of the relational database model is its use of tables, which are an efficient and flexible way to store and access structured information. Today, we will see what is a key and what role it plays here. We have already studied that the tuples or the rows within a relation must be unique. This property is already explained. It means that no two rows in a relation should have same value for all the attributes. That is, there should be at least one attribute in which data is unique and not null. Null means empty. Cell should not be empty in a record. That is the meaning of it. So we can uniquely identify each tuple of a relation. That is, each row of a table can be uniquely identified. Relational model imposes some restrictions or constraints on the values of the attributes and how the contents of one relation be referred from another relation. These restrictions are specified at the time of defining the database through different types of keys. So here we come to the concept of key. When the table object was demonstrated in LibreOffice Base software, how to assign a key to an attribute which is unique, that was already shown to you. The unique field which has no repetitions in a table, that is assigned as a key. That was the theory which was explained. Keys are very important part of relational database model. They help you uniquely identify a row in a table by a combination of one or more columns in that table. They establish and identify relationships between tables and also uniquely identify any record or a row of the table data inside a table. So key can be a single attribute or a group of attributes. It can also help you to enforce identity and integrity in the relationship. That is the accuracy in the relationship. So DBMS follows many types of keys, from which we will be learning the four types in brief. First one, we will be learning about the candidate key, then the primary key, composite key, and the foreign key. These are the four keys which we'll be learning in detail one by one. First, let's take the candidate key. A relation can have one or more attributes that take unique values. Relation means a table I am referring here. Any of these attributes can be used to uniquely identify the tuples in the relation. Such attributes are called as candidate keys, as each of them are the candidates for the primary key. Every table must have at least a single candidate key. A table can have multiple also, but only a single primary key. Candidate keys can be multiple, but primary key should be single only. Some properties of candidate keys are: it must contain unique values. It may have multiple attributes. It must not contain null values. It should contain minimum fields to ensure uniqueness, and uniquely identify each record in a table. These are the properties of candidate keys explained in simple language. For example, the relation student. See the table. That is the table of a student. It is having 5 attributes: roll number, name, city, branch code, and the mobile number. Here, the roll number and the mobile number takes unique values. No two students will have same roll number or same mobile number also. Hence, these both are called as candidate keys, and they are the candidates for the primary key. But primary key can be only one, which is unique. Mobile number can be empty also. Some students are not having mobile number, so that can be optional, but roll number is compulsory. So this is having more preference over this field. So both can be candidate keys, but primary key will be the roll number field only. So this part is the primary key. It is a column or a group of columns in a table that uniquely identify every row in that table. Or it can be the attribute used to uniquely identify the tuples in a relationship. That is called as the primary key of that relation. The primary key can't be a duplicate. That means the same value can't appear more than once in the table. And a table cannot have more than one primary key. So here you have the properties. Two rows can't have same primary key value. It should not be null, means it should not be empty. The value in a primary key column can never be modified or updated if any foreign key refers to that primary key. If there's a primary key which is referred to any other table, that means it is having the relation, then the data cannot be modified. Recently, if you have put a primary key and has not done any relationship or not put any query on it, then you can change or take off that primary key. But when you are relating it, it cannot be modified, update or deleted. For example, in the table, the primary key is the student ID or the roll number, because it uniquely identifies the field in that student relation. Third is the composite key. It is a combination of two or more columns that uniquely identify rows in a table. The combination of columns guarantee uniqueness, but individually uniqueness is not guaranteed. Combined, it is guaranteed. Individually, it is not guaranteed. If no single attribute in a relation is able to uniquely distinguish the tuples, then more than one attribute is taken together as a primary key. Such key is called as composite key. So if you refer to this table, the student ID and the subject ID, both are the composite keys. Last is the foreign key. It is used to represent the relationship between two relations or two tables. It's an attribute whose value is derived from the primary key of another relation. Means that any attribute of one relation is being referenced, which is used to refer to the contents from another relation, becomes the foreign key. If it refers to the primary key, then it becomes the foreign key. Unlike primary key, foreign key cannot be null. Sorry, can be null, or it can contain duplicate tuples. So it need not follow uniqueness. So foreign key can be null. Primary key had the property that it cannot be null or it cannot be repeated. Here you have that the property that foreign key can be null. It need not follow uniqueness constraint. So foreign key is a column that creates a relationship between two tables. The purpose of this is to maintain data integrity, accuracy, and allow navigation between two different instances of an entity. It acts as a cross-reference between two tables as it references the primary key of another table. If the table branch is the name of the table, and here you have the student table. So if the table branch code is the primary key, but it acts as a foreign key in the student relation, and student relation is having the roll number as the primary key field. So student relation is called as reference relation and branch relation is called as a foreign relation. So this was about the 4 types of keys with its definition, properties and example. Now let's move further to relationship between tables. Database relationships are the backbone of all relational databases. A relationship in the context of databases is a situation that exists between two relational database tables when one table has a foreign key that references the primary key of that other table. So when analyzing a table relationship, you need to look at the relationship from both the sides, because when creating table relation, you work with two tables at a time. So any association between two entity types is called a relationships. The tables participate in only one type of relationship at any given time. For example, if you have a teacher table and a student table, what is the relation here? Here the teacher is a relation, teacher is an entity, student is an entity, and teaches is a relationship. It is between teacher and the student entity. This is how the relationship between two tables is established. So here there are 3 types of relationship that can exist between entities in the relational database design. One-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. So one by one, we will be learning in detail. First one is one-to-one relationship. Such a relationship exists when each record of one table is related to only one record of the other table. Such a relationship is not very common, but it's used for security purposes. For example, if there are two entities, person and passport, each person can have only one passport and each passport belongs to only one person. Here we can easily store the passport ID in the person table only. But we can make another table for passport also separately, because passport number may be sensitive data and should be hidden from certain users. So by making a separate table, we provide extra security that only certain database users can see it. This kind of relationship can be implemented in a single table and therefore does not use a foreign key. So this is one-to-one relationship. Second is one-to-many relationship. This is the most common relationship type. In this type, a row in a table A can have one or more many matching rows in another table B. But a row in table B can have only one matching row in table A. So it is one to many relationship. And it can also be viewed as many to one relationship depending on which way we look at it. So a one to many relationship allows a single record in one table to be related to multiple records in another table. For example, if there are two entity types, customer and the account. Each customer is associated with many accounts. But if we see it the other way, each account is held by only one customer. So this is one to many relationship. Next is many to many relationships. This is a complex relationship in which many records in a table can link to many records in another table. A many to many relationship could be thought of as two one to many relationships linked by any intermediate table. Sorry. This kind of relationship requires minimum 3 tables. For example, if there are two entity types, customer and product, then each customer can buy more than one product and one product can be bought by many different customers. Another example you can give is, consider the list of books. Look at the table structure. There is list of books and there's list of authors. Each book may have one or more authors and each author may write multiple books. So in this case, you have many books related to many authors. So here there is many to many relationship. So these were the three types of relationships between the tables. One to one, one to many, and many to many. Last, let's see the steps to develop relationships between tables in the LibreOffice base. We have seen earlier how to create a database, how to design the table structure, how to enter the data in that. So after that, the designing of the tables, this step is done. So open the database, but close all the tables. After that, you have to create tables with one field common. When you are creating tables, one field should be common, which must be a primary key of the first table and having reference in another table, that is the foreign key. So this way you have to create the tables. Close the table structure when you are going for the relationship. Then go for the tools menu. It will be like this. Customer database will be open, but none of the objects will be open. So directly you have to go to tools and relationships, a small window will appear like this, relations table. Here you will see all the tables. So here add the tables one by one. Place both the tables on the screen. Here you have the customer table and here you have the order table. So same way, one more table can be placed here. So you can add all the tables one by one with the add button. Place all the tables on the screen and now drag the common field. See, this is the primary key sign. Here you have the primary key. But customer ID and order ID can be separate. It has to be same field where you are dragging. So drag it from customer ID to customer ID. Customer ID of customer table to customer ID of the order table. So here you have to click your mouse and drag it here. So this automatically will develop a relationship between both the tables. Again, if you have another table with customer ID field, drag it from here to here. That will be one to many. When you are linking both the tables, when you are establishing a relation, this table comes. Okay, so here it will show you the relationship between two tables. Directly you can say okay. If you want to edit or delete the relationship, then you have to right click on this line and select edit or delete option respectively. A window will appear like this where we can set various update and delete options for the relationship. So this is how you set relationships between two tables. You can set it for two or more tables also. That will be one to many and many to many types of relationships. After this process, you can save it and close it. So the relationship will be saved forever. When you open the file next time, this will be available to you. So this was the last part of this chapter. I hope you are clear with today's concepts. The types of keys, four types what we learned, and the three types of relationships between tables in a database. Be clear with your theory. Then only you will be able to solve the skill-oriented practical problems related to this topic. So keep learning. Thank you.